Radio host Erica Bain and her fiance Dr. David Kermani are going for a walk with their dog. They walk through the park, playing fetch with their dog along the way when the dog chases after the ball into a tunnel. The two are caught up in their conversation when they realize that the dog has been missing for a while. They call and search around and hear the dog barking in the distance. They see the dog, but suddenly a man steps out from the shadows along with two other men, one of whom is videotaping. David demands that they hand over the dog, but one man begins to taunt and grab Erica inappropriately. David tries to fight back when they try to rob him, but the men begin to brutally beat him while throwing Erica around, smashing her into the concrete. Erica is rushed to the hospital barely managing to survive and ends up in a coma. Detectives Mercer and Vitali arrive at the hospital's morgue to investigate the case of a woman allegedly offing herself. They head upstairs to try and talk to the traumatized child of the woman. Mercer takes her into an office when suddenly her stepfather, Mr. Morrow, barges in demanding that they hand over his daughter. Mercer refuses and tells him to lawyer up, as he suspects the man had something to do with his wife's death and his daughter is a witness. After a few weeks, Erica wakes from her coma and gradually begins to get better. She is visited by David's mother and told that his funeral service was a few weeks ago, and Erica breaks down in tears wanting to see him again. She is then visited by the cops investigating the case, but the details of the attack are too painful for her to be of much help. She is eventually released from the hospital and returns home, locking herself inside of her apartment for days, afraid to go outside. She eventually gathers the courage to pull herself downstairs and nervously make her way to the door and step outside. She makes her way over to the police station to get some info on her case, and the officer tells her it may be difficult, but he wants her to wait for someone to get with her. Many minutes later, Erica is still sitting and hears the cop repeat the same thing to everyone who comes in and gets fed up and leaves. Wanting to protect herself, Erica heads over to a local gun shop wanting to purchase a gun right away, but has no license and learns that she has to wait 30 days. A man overhears her desperation inside the store and offers to sell her a gun for $1,000. He leads her through a market and to a back alley where he presents her with a car K9. He shows her the basics and throws in some bullets and she takes it. That night, Erica goes to a corner shop to pick up some snacks, when a man barges into the store, cursing the store clerk for not seeing his kids before shooting her dead. Erica manages to hide in the aisles, but suddenly her phone begins to ring, alerting the man to her presence. He comes searching for the witness, gun drawn, and as he unknowingly passes Erica, she fires 3 shots, one hitting the man in the neck causing him to bleed out. Erica nervously makes her way to the counter and takes the tape from the cameras, before rushing out and heading home, and straight into the shower. Soon after, Detective Mercer and Vitali turn up at the scene and begin to work out what might have gone down. They check around, find no tapes, no money missing, and that only one of the 3 shots were on target, and think they're dealing with an amateur male. That night Erica practices her lines for her radio show, but her words just don't match with how she is currently feeling about New York now after the attack. She returns to work the next day, but her boss thinks that it may be too early before she returns to work, but it's the only way that Erica can find meaning to her existence now. Her boss gives in and Erica is placed back on the air. She begins to say her lines, but suddenly freezes at her dark memory. Erica then decides to talk from her heart. She talks about how New York has become a place she fears, a concept she never understood before what happened to her. Her rant catches the attention of Mercer, who is driving, and all the people around her in the studio. Erica visits David's grave that evening and stays there until nightfall. She is returning home by train, taking sound recordings, when 2 thugs begin to harass a man listening to his music and takes his iPod. An old man tries to step in, but the thugs begin to harass him also, and eventually they chase both men off the train. They then realize that Erica is still sitting there and make their way to her, taunting her. One man pulls a knife at Erica, but she calmly pulls her gun and shoots both men dead, all 4 shots on target. This time, Erica calmly makes her way from the train, noting that she didn't have to kill them, and is surprised at how calm she feels. The cops pass her on the street, so she rushes into a bar's bathroom where she takes off her hoodie and throws up. Mercer and Vitali turn up to the scene where they find the iPod, noting that it could have been stolen and that how no money is missing. Erica freshens up and steps out into the street but feels compelled to return to the scene. Meanwhile, Detective Mercer notes the similarities between the 2 attacks and that their attacker is getting better. He heads to the street where reporters are gathered and sees Erica, who walks away. He follows her, saying that he knows her from somewhere. Erica tells him her name and her job at the radio station, telling him that she would like to interview him, which causes him to leave. Soon news about a vigilante roaming the streets is released. Mercer hands the iPod to Vitali, wanting to run a check to find the owner in order to find their vigilante. Erica returns to work where her boss tells her that her recent rant has brought in a lot of listeners and she should keep it up. Erica heads downstairs where Detective Mercer is waiting outside. She turns to leave the other way but Mercer comes in calling after her. He tells her that he saw her in the hospital the day after her attack and he and his ex-wife are big fans of her show and are happy that she is back. He has checked into her case and promises to find the culprits. He agrees to the previous request for an interview and the two sit and talk. She asks him questions about things he looks for on a crime scene and asks what he thinks about the crime on the subway. On the news he sees Mr. Murrow, and tells Erica off record that he is a corrupt businessman and mobster, who somehow took out his wife and has gained custody over his stepdaughter who is the sole witness. Mercer notes that there is nothing legal that he can do, but on record says that what is done is done. She finishes up by asking him how he felt when he first shot someone. Mercer hands her his card telling her to call anytime. After work one night, Erica is heading back home when a man in a parked car calls to her. Erica heads over where she sees a passed out girl in the back. Erica gets into the back where she learns that the girl's name is Chloe. The man thinks he is in for a good time, but Erica pulls a gun on the man, demanding that he hand over all his cash to Chloe before they both exit the car. The man tries to run them over, but Erica shoots the man dead causing him to crash. During the chaos the car hits Chloe and runs her over. Erica calls the cops and hides a distance off as they take Chloe. She heads home where her neighbor is sitting outside and notices blood on her cheek, but simply tells her to remember right and wrong. Mercer is holding a press conference with Erica present and he reveals that the witness is awake and will be interviewed soon. Erica gets to work the next morning where her boss reveals that they will be opening up their show to take call-ins. Erica notes that her show is not fit for call-ins but her boss insists. During the show she begins to take calls, where the majority of people seem to love the vigilante, even pretending to be the vigilante. Erica storms out and over to the police station racked with guilt. She attempts to turn herself into the cops but eventually decides to just leave. Erica calls Mercer wanting to talk, but turns out she has turned up to Mr. Murrow's building and tells Mercer that he has been good to her. She enters the elevator with Murrow who pays no attention to her. As he steps out and heads to his car Erica follows him and confronts him. She asks him if he thinks about the wife he killed. He attacks Erica with a crowbar injuring her but she fights back and throws him from the roof. Erica heads home where her neighbor finds her bleeding out on the stairs and helps her into her apartment. Mercer is investigating the incident when he recalls hearing the elevator sound from somewhere. Erica is being helped by her neighbor and confesses that she killed someone. Her neighbor tells her it must have been necessary but asks no more questions and helps clean up Erica's blood. Detective Mercer is suspicious of Erica and invites her over to the hospital where he is about to speak with Chloe. Erica nervously enters the room and Chloe recognizes her. Mercer asks her about the night, but Chloe tells him that she saw no one. As they leave, Mercer wonders why Erica called the night before, and asks her again where she was, but Erica just simply tells him that she went to bed. The detectives bring in the owner of the iPod but the boy notes he didn't see anybody weird, just an old man and a woman sitting on the train as they left. They try to get the guy to give a sketch, but end up getting a drawing that looks like a celebrity and Mercer notes that it's a common phenomena. Erica is at home when Mercer turns up to speak with her. He shows her ring, saying that they found a suspect's girlfriend trying to pawn it. He wants her to identify them in a lineup which she initially refuses but then agrees to. Erica gets to the station where she sees the man that attacked her but denies knowing him and leaves right after. Mercer catches her at the elevator and the two go out to eat. He begins to tell her about Murrow and the attack on him, and also about their new suspect who is a woman. Mercer hints to her that she is now a suspect and notes that if he is forced to, he will take that person down, no matter how close he now feels to her. The two share a moment before Erica decides to leave. Now fueled by revenge, Erica begins to ask around at the local pawn shops to find the woman who tried to pawn her ring. Meanwhile, Mercer calls a friend to have a trace run on Erica's phone on the night of Murrow's death and learns that she was at Murrow's building. Erica finds the pawn shop and bribes the owner to give up her location and address. Erica tracks her down and rings her cell phone to identify her. Erica follows the woman into her apartment and confronts her about her ring. She demands to know where her boyfriend is, but the woman tells her she saw what happened to her and doesn't want the same to happen to her. Erica leaves in disappointment but gets a text from the girl apologizing and giving up the address along with a video of her attack, causing Erica to break down in tears. Erica then sends a text to Mercer telling him goodbye along with a video. Once he gets the message, he takes off sprinting to stop her from going through with her attack. Erica gets to the building and gets access where she sees the men in an alley along with her dog. She arms herself and gets to a gate where the man holding her dog spots her but she shoots him dead, causing the others to take off running. Erica hides as the other culprit runs out and shoots him in the back killing him. She then goes looking for the last suspect when she gets ambushed by the man who killed David. He begins to choke her out but Mercer barges him telling him to get down. Erica grabs her gun wanting to shoot the man dead, but Mercer manages to calm her down and disarm her. Suddenly, Mercer hands her his gun, telling her to end it, and Erica shoots the man dead. Erica surrenders, but Mercer refuses to turn her in, telling her to shoot him in the arm as a cover-up. Erica shoots him and the two say their goodbyes before she rushes out. Mercer places Erica's gun in one thug's hands before releasing her dog. He then calls for backup and is taken in an ambulance. Erica heads back to the spot where she lost David, and her dog catches up with her and the two head off. Remember to turn on notifications, so you can watch more movie recaps like this. Thanks for watching.